Good morning, dear students. Children, today we will do 8th chapter of your supplementary English reader book Footprints Without Feet entitled The Hack Driver. So I must say that this is one of the most interesting chapters of your book. I really hope that you would enjoy reading it. So children, The Hack Driver, the chapter would produce laughter, fun, and it would of course give a lesson at the end. So read carefully, you would definitely enjoy it. So see, read the introduction first. A young lawyer comes to a village to serve summons to Oliver Lutkins. A friendly hack driver takes him around the village in search of Lutkins. Does he find him? Who is Lutkins? So children, two people are reported here. First is a young lawyer, a person who is a lawyer by profession. He goes to a village to serve summons. What is the meaning of summons? Children, summons is an official call letter issued by court for a person in order to call that person to court for presenting himself in some law case. So summons is an official call, right? So a lawyer goes to a village to give a call letter to a person named Oliver Lutkins, right? So Oliver Lutkins, remember, he is the most important character of the story. So summons were sent to Oliver Lutkins and a young lawyer brings those summons to the village. And what happens there? A friendly hack driver. It means a hack driver, a person who drives hack. It means it is his profession to drive a hack. Like he was very friendly by nature. He takes the lawyer around the village in search of Lutkins. We often find such people who actually work for their profession, but along with their profession they also help us personally. Sometimes they also lend a helping hand in our personal matter. Suppose we go to a city and suppose we want to visit our relatives home, right? And we are going to their home for the first time, and suppose we are going by a bus, and after getting down from the bus, suppose we hire an auto rickshaw, right? So what happens there in an auto rickshaw? The auto rickshaw driver of course takes us from the bus stand to the address which we share with that person. But sometimes they also help us in finding the house, like they personally give a helping hand, that yes, I know that area very well, I'll go there and I'll search it for you, like that kind, right? Hack driver, he takes him round the village in search of Lutkins, right? So does he find him? Who is Lutkins? Like, does the lawyer get successful in finding Oliver Lutkins? Yes or no? We would get the answer by the end. And who is Oliver Lutkins actually? So this is the introduction of the story. I hope you would get the answers after reading it. So first read and find out the questions that are given in the beginning. Who is the lawyer? Why is the lawyer sent to New Mullion? Children, New Mullion is the name of the village where the lawyer goes. What does he first think about the place? Second question, who befriends him? Where does he take him? Who befriends him means who make friendship with him. Third is, what does he say about Lutkins? It means the person who befriended the lawyer, what are his views about Oliver Lutkins? People in a village, they often know one another. They know the nature of the other villagers. They know their financial status. They know their reputation, right? Most of the things. So see what the story is all about. After graduating with honors, I became a junior assistant clerk in a magnificent law firm. I became a junior assistant clerk, after graduating with honors. Graduation is a respectful degree, but if to talk of honors, that is compared much more respectful. Honors, the degree of honors is considered much more. So the person who is narrating the story shares that he graduated with honors and he became a junior assistant clerk. See, he got higher education, but he had to work as a clerk only, and that too junior assistant clerk. So in the very first line a contrast is shown. It signifies that the writer or the narrator is not happy with his duty. See, he writes, after graduating with honors, I became a junior assistant clerk in a magnificent law firm. Right? So, I was sent not to prepare legal briefs but to serve summons, like a cheap private detective. He further tells us that he was not sent to prepare legal briefs. It means he was supposed to do the duty of a lawyer, right? But what was done to him? He was made a clerk and his duty was to serve summons. It means his duty was to give call letters to the people by visiting their places. It's like a cheap private detective. A cheap private detective, the people who detect others, who detect the hidden people. So he disliked his duty. Third line, I had to go to dirty and shadowy corners of the city to seek out my victims. It means the people who were required by the court for a presentation, they had to be found out, and that too forcefully. So the narrator had to go to dirty, means not clean, and shadowy corners of the city, means those places which are not frequently visited by people with good reputation. So being a decent person, he really hated to go to those dirty and shadowy places of the city to look out for the victims, to find those people who are wanted by court. Right? Next line. Some of the larger and more self confident ones even beat me up. I hated this unpleasant work and the side of city life it revealed to me. I even considered fleeing to my hometown where I could have been a real lawyer right away without going through this unpleasant training period. The writer further tells us that at sometimes he was also beaten by the people who were self confident, like the people whom court considered as victims, but those people did not consider themselves victim, or they were probably innocent. So such people used to beat him and he felt guilty. He hated this unpleasant profession and he really wanted to go back to his hometown and work as a lawyer only, because he had studied law in his graduation. But he hated this job of serving summons to the people and getting insulted by them with or without any pretext, right? So without going through this unpleasant training period, like, he directly wanted to be shifted to his hometown so that he can do some respectable job there, right? Next paragraph. So I rejoiced one day when they sent me out 40 miles in the country to a town called New Mullion to serve summons on a man called Oliver Lutkins. We needed this man as a witness in a law case and he had ignored all our letters. So it means I rejoiced, means the writer became happy one day. He became glad one day that the officers sent him 40 miles in the country. It means they sent him to a far off place in countryside. It means they sent him to a village. Here it is written to a town called New Mullion. It means a nearby village be there. He was sent to a countryside area to serve summons to a man called Oliver Lutkins. It means the call letter was for a person whose name was Oliver Lutkins, and the court needed this man as a witness in a law case. Witnesses, like, they often run away on time. So whenever they are to be presented in the court, they run away sometimes, and he had ignored all our letters. It means the writer tells us that many letters were sent to Oliver Lutkins to present himself in the court, but he ignored all the letters. Like, he did not come in the court to give his view as a witness. So that's why to such people, physically clerks visit their places to give them the notice issued by the court, right? Next paragraph. When I got to New Mullion, my eager expectations of a sweet and simple country village were severely disappointed. Its streets were rivers of mud with rows of wooden shops, either painted or sore brown, or bare of any paint at all. The only agreeable sight about the place was the delivery man at the station. He was about 40, red faced, cheerful, thick about the middle. His working clothes were dirty and well worn, and he had a friendly manner. You felt at once that he liked people. He liked people. I told him, I want to find a man named Oliver Lutkins. Lutkins? I saw him around here about an hour ago. Hard fellow to catch though. Always up to something or the other. He's probably trying to start up a poker game in the back of the Fritz shop. I'll tell you, boy, is there any hurry about locating Lutkins? Yes, I want to catch the afternoon train back to the city. It was very important and secret about it. So, see what conversation has taken place between the two people, between the lawyer who has come as a clerk to New Mullion Place and between the hack driver. The delivery man is the same, the hack driver. So, when the writer, as in the beginning of third paragraph, when the writer shares that as soon as he reached the place New Mullion, before visiting he was expecting very good of that place, but as soon as he reached, his eager expectations were not met at all. He got severely disappointed. It means he was really disappointed, right? He thought of a very sweet and simple countryside, like the sight would be beautiful, peace would be there, silence, right? So beauty would be found there. But what happened there when he reached New Mullion? The streets were full of mud, rivers of mud, like wooden shops were there. Some of them were painted, some of them were painted brown, some of them were without any paint. Like it looked so dull, so unpleasant that the lawyer was not really happy after coming there. But one thing he found there interesting. The only interesting and the only pleasant thing there was the presence of delivery man at the railway station. The presence of delivery man. Delivery man was about 40 years old. He was red faced, cheerful means always in happy mood, and he was a bit fat, right? His tummy was fat. His working clothes were not good and well worn, but he had a friendly manner while speaking. Like he used to exchange thoughts in a friendly manner, and whosoever meets him becomes like friends with him. So the clerk asks him, see, I want to find a man named Oliver Lutkins. So the writer, he asks him that he is looking for a man whose name is Oliver Lutkins and who belongs to this village. So what is the hack driver's answer? See, here is the hack driver driving his hack and the clerk who is sitting in the hack wearing coat, pant and tie, right? So see, the hack driver asks Lutkins, means he began to help him personally. He says that he saw Oliver Lutkins just 1 hour ago and he is very difficult to catch. The hack driver is telling, see, he is already warning the clerk that Oliver Lutkins is such a person that it is difficult to find him because he never stays at one place. He is always busy doing something or the other, like he has lots and lots of tasks to do. But at this time, probably he is going to start his poker game, and he is personally helping him by telling that where he will be found at this particular time. In this time of morning, he will probably be playing a poker game, and where? In the back of the Fritz shop. Fritz shop is a place in the village New Mullion, and Oliver Lutkins may be playing poker in the back side of Fritz shop. I'll tell you, boy, is there any hurry? It means the hack driver further asks the writer that, are you in a hurry to find Oliver Lutkins? And the writer answers him that yes, he is really in a hurry because he has just 2 to 3 hours to find Oliver Lutkins to give him the secret notice, and he wants to catch the afternoon train because it is his duty to deliver this call letter within this day by this afternoon, as he has to go back to the city. And this is very important work and a secret one, right? He shares it with the hack driver. I'll tell you what, I have got a hack. I'll get it out and we can drive around together and find Litkins. I know most of the places he hangs out. So now the hack driver gets ready to help lawyer. He tells him that I can help you. Moreover, I have a hack. I have a carriage, right? So he tells him that he has a carriage and he can get his carriage and he can take him in his rickshaw carriage from one place to the other wherever Litkins go. See, he says that I know most of the places he hangs out. Hangs out means wherever he can be found, wherever he goes from time to time. Like the hack driver tells the clerk, the lawyer, that he knew most of the places wherever Oliver Litkins can be found. Right? So he promises to help him in finding the fellow. Next paragraph. He was so open and friendly that I glowed with the warmth of his affection. You know, children, sometimes in life we find such people. We find such people who are very open in behavior, who are very frank, very friendly, that we often feel happy just by looking at their face. We feel happy just if we look at their face. And the writer says that he was so friendly that the writer glowed with the warmth of his affection. Like he was showing such attitude, he was showing so much affection towards the writer that the writer felt very happy. I knew, of course, that he wanted the business, but his kindness was real. I was glad the fair money would go to this good fellow. I managed to bargain down to $2 an hour, and then he brought from his house nearby a sort of large black box on wheels. So he remarked, well, young man, here's the carriage. And his wide smile made me into an old friend. These villages are so ready to help a stranger. He had already made it his own task to find Oliver Litkins for me. So see, children. Secondly, a stark difference has been shown in the behavior of city people and village people. So as writer has discussed that he got fed up with the behavior of city people, that they were so rude, they were so careless, like they never care for the feelings of other people, they never care for the sentiments of other people. So here the writer says that village people are so helpful, so cooperative, that they consider it their own moral duty to help others. So was the hack driver, that he brought his carriage, offered it to the writer, and asked him that now it is his task to find Oliver Litkins. It means otherwise it was the task of the lawyer to find Oliver Litkins. But the hack driver here agrees to help him, and the writer was also happy that see such a kind man he is. He also feels that he is business minded, because children, you must have seen the shopkeepers who are elder than you in age, but they often wish you namaskar, namaste, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, etc. Like, why they wish you, why they bow down in front of you? Because it's their business mind. They feel that customer is their god, and they want to make their customer happy in every sense. So same, the writer feels that probably this is his business mind which is making him so cooperative and helpful. It means the writer feels that the hack driver must be expecting some more money from his side. So that's why he is helping him personally by telling that he can help him in finding Oliver Litkins. But still he feels that everybody does business. What is bad in that? He is not snatching anything. He is not stealing anything. Like, his kindness was real. And the writer was also happy. He is written, I am glad that fair money would go to this good fellow. The writer feels that he is happy that the fare that he has to spend in finding Oliver Litkins, the fare money would go to this hack driver. So he managed to bargain to $2 an hour. It means suppose they take $6, suppose they take 3 hours, So he will pay $6 to the hack driver, and if he is able to pay Oliver Lutkins within 1 hour, so he will pay $1. So that's how the people settled on an agreement, and they started to find Oliver Lutkins. I hope that's clear up to now. Next paragraph. He said, I don't want to intervene, young fellow, but my guess is that you want to collect some money from Lutkins. Now, see, children, a bit of turn in the story. It means up to now, the hack driver was only trying to help the lawyer. Now, he is going to interfere in the matter of lawyer and trying to ask that why he wants Oliver Lutkins. You know, that sense of interference, that sense of knowing other people's matter, or that sense of poking one's nose in other people's matters, exactly like this he said that I don't want to interfere, means he becomes kind, he becomes sensitive outwardly, and says that he doesn't want to interfere in his matter, but he makes a guess that the lawyer is trying to find Oliver Lutkins because Oliver Lutkins must have borrowed some money from him. So see, he never pays anybody a cent. He still owes me 50 cents on a poker game I was fool enough to play with him. He's not really bad, but it's hard to make him part with his money. So see, here the hack driver is giving a kind of feedback to the lawyer and telling him that if you are finding Oliver Lutkins for the sake of money, then forget your money. Like, he is such a miser, it's very difficult to make him part with his money. It means he never wants to get separate from his money. He never wants to spend money. Like, whenever he takes or borrows money from somebody, he never returns it. And he tells his own experience that Oliver Lutkins owes me 50 cents. Right? He owes me 50 cents that he lost to me in a poker game. And he considers himself a foolish person to play with him. It means the hack driver shares it with the lawyer that it was his mistake to play poker with Oliver Lutkins, that he lost his 50 cents. But he adds that Oliver Lutkins is not a bad person, but yes, he is a miser. He is a miser. वो कंजूस है. If you try to collect from him in those fancy clothes, he'll be suspicious and get away from you. If you want, I'll go into Fritz and ask for him, and you can keep out of sight behind me. So see, here again he offers a helping hand. The hack driver tells him that if you want to collect your money from him, and if you will go in these fancy clothes, say, see, I told you children, he is wearing a coat, pant and tie. It means he is looking like a gentleman. He is looking like a person with a good reputation, with a good money, right? So the hack driver tells him that if you will go in such fancy clothes, in such good outfit, so he will become suspicious. Oliver Lutkins will become suspicious and he will not return your money. He will think that you are already very rich. What is the logic of returning money to such a person who doesn't need it at all? But he further adds that he can help him because he knows where Fritz's shop is. But he puts a condition that you should not come in front. In fact, the hack driver tells the narrator that he himself, it means the hack driver, will go into Fritz's shop and ask for the work that the lawyer has with him. Right? So, here he is totally in the influence of that hack driver. The lawyer gets totally in the influence of hack driver. Right? I loved him for this. By myself, I might never have found Lutkins. With the hack driver's knowing help, I was sure of getting my man. I took him into my confidence and told him that I wanted to serve the summons on Lutkins, that the man had refused to be a witness when his information would have been quickly settled our case. The driver listened earnestly. At the end, he hit me on the shoulder and laughed. Well, we'll give Brother Lutkins a little surprise. Let's start, driver. So see what the writer tells further about the hack driver. The writer tells that he loved the hack driver for his nice attitude. He says, I loved him for this means he loved the hack driver for his cool attitude, because by himself he could never have been able to find Oliver Lutkins. That was a big village and he knew nobody there. But with the hack driver's help, he will definitely get Oliver Lutkins. Like, he felt confident of finding Lutkins, and that's why he took the hack driver into his confidence. The lawyer took hack driver into his confidence and told him that I am putting my 100% trust in you and telling you that why I want Oliver Lutkins. That there is no money matter. I don't have my money stuck in Oliver Lutkins. Rather, there is a case that is not being settled in the court without Lutkin's help. It means if Lutkin would come as a witness, our case would be quickly solved. But Lutkins is not appearing in the court in spite of several reminders. That's why I have to come to this place in order to find Lutkins here, right? So the hack driver listened very carefully. The writer is telling the quality of people, that how they poke their nose into others' matters, or how earnestly they can listen to others' matter. Like, how much patience do they have? At the end, he hit me on the shoulder and laughed. It means hack driver laughed and, with confidence he said that we'll give brother Lutkins. In villages, people often call one another as brothers and sisters. Like, they often say that if we belong to one village, we are siblings. So he tells the lawyer that we will give brother Lutkins a surprise. It means we would find him. Let's start, driver. So the lawyer asks him to start the journey. See what happens next. Most folks around here call me Bill or Magnuson. Now, for the first time, the hack driver reveals his name. Most folks means most people. Like, most of the people in the village call him Bill or Magnuson, or some call him Bill Magnuson. My business is called William Magnuson Fancy Carting and Hacking. See a big name? He tells that I am not simply a hack driver, but my business has a tag name that is called William Magnuson Fancy Carting and Hacking. Like, my business is to cart and drive a hack. All right, Bill, shall we proceed to Fred's? In a bit dramatic manner, the lawyer asks that, all right, Bill, like, I understood what is your name. So, shall we go to Fred's shop to find Oliver Lutkins? So, see, yes, Lutkins is just as likely to be here as anywhere, plays a lot of poker. He is good at deceiving people. Bill seemed to admire Lutkins' talent for dishonesty. I felt that if he had been a policeman, he would have caught Lutkins respectfully and jailed him with regret. A hilarious statement. The writer tells us that Oliver Lutkins was reported to be a good deceiver. Like, he is good at deceiving. He gets the information from the hack driver that Lutkins plays a lot of poker. Like, he is a lover of poker game and he deceives people very easily. He tells lies very easily. But Bill means the hack driver, he seemed to admire Lutkins' talent for dishonesty. Like, he was speaking negative of Oliver Lutkins. So he felt that if the hack driver would have been a policeman, he would have arrested Oliver Lutkins with a lot of respect, and he would also have got him into the jail in a respectful manner, but with regrets, but regretfully, right? Next paragraph. Bill led me into Fred's. Have you seen Oliver Lutkins around today? Friend of his looking on him, said Bill cheerfully. So what happens here? Bill cheerfully means with his smiling face, he went into Fred's shop while, the lawyer was sitting within the cart only. The lawyer was sitting in his hack only. He didn't get down, as the hack driver has warned him that you should not come out in these fancy clothes. So Bill asked the people present there in the Fred's shop that have they seen Oliver Lutkins today, right? So Fred's look at me hiding behind Bill. So the person whose name is Fred's, he looked at the writer, right? He looked at the lawyer who's hiding behind Bill. The writer was obviously hiding behind Bill because Bill had already warned him not to come in front of the scene. He hesitated. It means Fritz hesitated a little bit while answering and then admitted, yes, he was in here a little while ago. Guess he has gone over to Gustav's to get a shave. Right? So here Fritz told the hack driver as well as the lawyer that yes, I saw Ollie. He hesitated a little bit. It means his voice was not much confident, but he said that yes, he was here just a few minutes before. A little while ago means just a few minutes before Oliver Lutkins was here in my shop. Now he guesses, it means it is his estimation that Oliver Lutkins has gone to Gustav's shop. Gustav is a barber, right? Gustav's shop to get a shave. I hope that's also clear. Next. Well, if he comes in, tell him I am looking for him. So here the hack driver tells Fritz that if Oliver Lutkins comes back to you, please inform him that I was finding him. Right? So he drove to Gustav's barber shop. Again, Bill went in first and I lingered at the door. He asked not only the Swede but also two customers if they had seen Lutkins. The Swede had not. He said angrily, I haven't seen him and don't care to. But if you want, you can just collect that $35 he owes me. One of the customers thought he had seen Lutkins walking down Main Street, the side of the hotel. Now they have gone to Gustav Barber's shop. Who have gone to? The writer and the hack driver. They go to Barber's shop, whose name is Gustav. So there also Bill entered first, asking the lawyer to stay within the cart. He asked him that did they see Oliver Lutkins here. He also asked two of the customers who were there to get some shave or cutting. So they answered that no. They answer in an angry mood that no, they have not seen him and they also don't want to see such a fellow. Like their attitude was also negative for Oliver Lutkins. He further adds that if you want to find him, if you find him, right? So now the barber Gustav is giving another work to Bill Magnuson. He tells a hack driver, but he has not been here, I have not seen him, but if you see me, please ask him to return my $35. Like Oliver Lutkins has owed money from barber also. It means he must have taken barber services of cutting and shave and he must have not paid his due amount. So that's why Gustav was angry, right? So next guess he tells that one of the two customers who were there for shave or cutting, one of them thought that they had seen Oliver Lutkins down in the Main Street, the side of the hotel. Let's see if they are able to find him or not. Next paragraph. As we climbed back into the hack, Bill concluded that since Lutkins had exhausted his credit at Gustav's, he had probably gone to Gray's for shave. Gray is the name of second barber. So as they were going back to the hack, obviously they had to travel by the hack only. So Bill, the hack driver, he came to a conclusion. It means in his mind he got the idea that why Lutkins is not there for getting a shave from Gustav, who is a famous barber of the village, because he already owes money to Gustav. If one person takes money from other, they hesitate in visiting that person for the second time if they are not returning their money. So that's why Bill Magnuson here makes a guess that this time he must have not, Oliver Lutkins must not have gone to Gustav's shop for his shave. Rather, he must have gone to Gray's. Gray's is also the name of a barber. So see where they go. At Gray's barber shop, we missed Lutkins by only 5 minutes. He had just left, probably for the pool room. Now, finally, they are very near to Oliver Lutkins. When Bill Magnuson entered Gray barber shop, he asked, was Oliver Lutkins here? So they said that yes, he was there. But he left the barber shop only 5 minutes before. Now they are very close to him. See. He had just left probably for the pool room. Now Gray barber told them told Bill Magnuson that Oliver Lutkins has probably left for the pool room, like he goes to the pool room at this time. At the pool room, it appeared that he has just brought a pack of cigarettes and gone out, so we pursued him. Now they have found a man who looked like Lutkins. He may or may not be Oliver Lutkins. See, there's a suspense. So now they are following him at the pool room and they feel that Oliver Lutkins was there and he purchased a packet of cigarettes and he has gone out of the pool room. So we pursued him. Pursued him means we followed him. Just behind him but never catching him. You know, the writer tells us that he, along with the hack driver, were following. You know, they always missed him by 5 minutes. Like he was just one step forward to them. But they were not able to catch him easily for an hour till it was past 1 o'clock. Now, remember, children, the lawyer has to go back by afternoon train. So now the writer tells us that it was past 1 o'clock and they were not able to catch Lutkins. He says, I was hungry, but I had so enjoyed Bill's rough country opinions about his neighbors that I scarcely cared whether I found Lutkins or not. Now, the lawyer, he is, not fulfilling his motive. He feels that he is so happy to come to such a place and find the nice behavior of the hack driver, find the friendly attitude of the hack driver, that he doesn't care whether he is able to find Lutkins or not. Obviously, his purpose was to find Oliver Lutkins. But he feels that if his purpose is fulfilled, then it's okay. If it is not fulfilled, then also it's okay. Because he has formed such a good friend like hack driver. He was hungry, but he was enjoying his journey. So see if he gets food or not. How about something to eat? I suggested let's go to a restaurant and I'll buy you lunch. Well, I ought to go home to my wife. I don't care much for these restaurants. Only 4 of them and they all are bad. See, what is the hack driver's opinion about the restaurants there at their village, New Mullion? So when when the lawyer asks him that he wants to eat something as he is feeling hungry, and the lawyer suggests the hack driver to go to a restaurant and he will buy him a lunch as well. But the hack driver, he is also a miser. People in villages, how can they, if they have food, if they have their home nearby, like how can or why should they afford food in a restaurant? So the hack driver told him that he needs to visit his wife as he always go home afternoon times, right? So he tells him that I don't go to restaurants frequently because we have 4 restaurants in this village, New Mullion, and none of them offers good food. They are all bad means none of the restaurants offer good food. So tell you what we'll do. So the hack driver tells the lawyer that he will guide him from where to get his lunch. He says that we'll get the wife to pack up a lunch for us. She won't charge you more than $50, and it would cost you more for a greasy meal in a restaurant. And we'll go up to the Wades Hill and enjoy the view while we eat. So he gives him a wonderful plan. The hack driver gives the lawyer a wonderful plan. He tells him that he can buy lunch from his wife. It means hack driver's wife may charge just $50 from the lawyer, and she may offer good food while the restaurants offer greasy, the food that is fried in bad oil, black colored oil. So that's why he would not get good food there. So he offers him the food from his wife and asks him that only $50 will be charged, maximum $50. And he also offers him to go to Wades Hill, is the name of a place, and enjoy the view while we eat. It means he also offers him to enjoy the scenes of country life. So see if they are able to find Oliver Lutkins by the end or not. Read and find out the questions. What more does Bill say about Lutkins and his family? Does the narrator serve the summons that day Who is Lutkins? The question remains that what is the opinion of the hack driver Bill about Oliver Lutkins and his family members? And does the narrator serve the summons that it means it was already afternoon, the train was about to come to collect, like he was to go back to his office that day for the submission of the report of his work, whether that is done or not? The question is whether the narrator gets successful in handing over the letter to Oliver Lutkins or not that day. And who is Lutkins actually? This is the question. Read the next paragraph to get the answer. I know that Bill's helpfulness to the young fellow from the city was not entirely a matter of brotherly love. I was paying him for his time. In the end, I paid him for 6 hours, including the lunch hour, at what was then a very high price. So, the lawyer at the end paid him for 6 hours. It means $12, including the lunch hour. So, see, the writer here feels that the hack driver was not helping him as a brother. Like he was not helping him selflessly. Why the hack driver was helping the lawyer in a friendly manner? Because he was making money from him. Everybody's purpose is like some people are smart businessmen. Like they treat their customers as God and they make them feel so important that the customers often begin to derive pleasure out of their company. So same is the case with Bill and the lawyer. The writer tells us that he paid a very high price, so he paid him $12 for that day. But he was no more dishonest man than I. I charged the whole thing to the firm, but it would have been worth paying him myself to have his presence. His cheerful country wisdom was very refreshing to a country boy like myself who was sick of the city. You know, the writer himself belonged to country. He himself belonged to rural area, a village. That's why probably he was liking the company of hack driver, a villager. So he tells us that but he was not dishonest. The hack driver was an honest person and he wished to get the company of such cheerful people because it relieves his mind. Moreover, he thinks that he has to submit the bills to the office only, like whatever $12 he spent in finding Oliver Lutkins, the bill, suppose the TADA, we often call it traveling allowance or daily allowance, that is to be paid by the office only. So it was not at all the headache of lawyer. So he feels that that is due to the office. He will submit the bills, right? So next he says that as we sat on the hilltop looking over the pastures and creek which slipped among the trees, he talked of New Mullion, a painter, and painted a picture in words of all the people in it. He noticed everything, but no matter how much he might laugh at people, he also understood and forgave their foolishness. He described the minister's wife who sang the loudest in the church when she was most in debt. So, he commented on the boys who came back from village in fancy clothes. He told about the lawyer whose wife could never succeed in getting him to put on both a collar and a tie on the same day. He made them all live. On that day I came to know New Mullion better than I did the city and to love it better. In this second part of the entire paragraph, the writer tells us that how hack driver was a very good storyteller. Like his quality was not only to look cheerful or to make friends or to cooperate and help others. So he was also a good storyteller. Like he, in the free time, in the lunch hour, so he gave him the description of the entire village of New Mullion, that how people are there, like how the minister's wife behave by singing the loudest in the church when she got in debt. Like he commented on the boys who used to wear fancy clothes, like they come back from college in fancy clothes, like how people develop such habits during their college days. So he also talks of the lawyers, he also talks of the lawyer whose wife like never allowed him to wear a collar and a tie at the same time, like such stubborn type of lady she was. Like he described different people. He made them all live, means the lawyer began to feel that he has met those people. He has seen those people in reality. Like his description was so vivid, the hack driver's description of those village people, it was so vivid, so clear, that the lawyer began to feel that he has met those people. So that's why, after listening to the descriptions, he began to feel that he knows much more about the place, village New Mullion, and he really loved that place just because of this hack driver. Next paragraph. Bill didn't know about colleges and cities, but he had traveled around a lot of the country and he had had a lot of jobs. From his adventure, he has brought back a philosophy of simplicity and laughter. He strengthened me. So, the writer here tells us that Bill, the hack driver, he was not aware of college life. He was not aware of city life. Like he had traveled a lot in his life around a lot of the country, but he had done variety of jobs. He had done many kind of job, of a coolie, job of a hack driver, right? So he has not given the description, but yes, he has been through many jobs. So he has done adventures and he has borne two things in mind, like a philosophy of simplicity, like believing in simple living, and making others laugh. So that gives strength to the writer. See what happens next paragraph. We left that peaceful scene of meadows and woods and resumed our search for Lutkins. We couldn't find him. The writer's concern was still somewhere it was to find Oliver Lutkins, because that was the actual work for which he had come to the place. At last, Bill, cornered a friend of Lutkins and made him admit what he guessed. Oliver has gone out to his mother's farm 3 miles north. We drove out there laying plans. Here they come to know from a close friend of Oliver Lutkins that Oliver has gone to his mother's farmhouse that is 3 miles north, 3 miles away from that place in north direction. So see, now they are very near to Oliver Lutkins. Like when they left the peaceful place where they were sitting in the meadows and forest area, so they continued their search for Lutkins after taking their lunch and after taking a bit of rest and taking into confidence one of the close friends of Oliver Lutkins. They got his address finally. So see if they are able to find him or not. Next page. I know Oliver's mother. She is a terror, Bill sighed. I took a trunk out there for her once and she almost took my skin off because I didn't treat it like a box of eggs. She is about 9 feet tall and 4 feet thick and quick as a cat, and she sure can talk. See, I'll bet Oliver heard that somebody's chasing him and he has gone on there to hide behind his mother's skirts. Well, we'll try her. But you would better let me do it, boy. You may be great at literature and law, but you haven't had real training in swearing. See, now the hack driver is again taking the lawyer, the writer, into confidence by saying that he knows Oliver's mother very well. Like she's not a good lady at all. She's a terror. It means she is such a kind of lady who creates terror in the mind of others. Terror, who creates fear in the mind of other people. So means hack driver also narrated an incident that one day he took a trunk out there for her, like for her help, and like why she began to scream, he says that she almost took my skin off. Taking one skin off means behaving in an extremely rude manner. So she behaved so rudely that if it was a box of eggs, we handle, if we have a box of eggs, a tray of eggs, we handle it very very carefully, because a bit of carelessness is needed in order to see all the eggs breaking and falling and breaking on the ground. So that's why, like, Oliver's mother is so particular about her luggage that she treats her suitcase like a box of eggs. And the hack driver also tells about her appearance, that she is 9 feet tall and 4 feet thick. Like she is so fat and so tall, but she is quick as a cat. It means she is very quick in going from one place to the other and in hiding also, but she can talk. So He also warns the lawyer that you should not go inside the house of Oliver Lutkins, because the lawyer may be well read, well educated, good at literature, good at law, but he had not dealt with such rubbish people. He had not dealt with such rude people in life. So the hack driver here again becomes a victim in the eyes of that lawyer, asking him to hide only, and he will do the job for him, right? Next paragraph. He drove into a poor farmyard where we were faced by an enormous and cheerful old lady. So they reached that farmhouse where Oliver's mother used to live, and they faced, it means they found, an enormous means big in size, big lady, a cheerful one. She was old, but she was good looking, happy looking. My guide bravely went. My guide means hack driver. Lawyer's guide. Who was lawyer's guide? Hack driver. He bravely went up to her and said, "Remember me? I am Bill Magnusson, the carter and hackman. I want to find your son Oliver." So now, with courage, means with bravery, the hack driver goes to Oliver Lutkin's mother and introduces himself as, "If you remember me, my name is Bill Magnusson. I am the hackman and the carter. So, I want to meet your son Oliver Lutkins." So, see what is the answer from Lutkin's mother? "I don't know anything about Oliver and I don't want to," she shouted. It means she was also angry with Oliver Lutkins, and she answers that I don't know, I don't want to know like where Lutkins is. It means she denies it very plainly about the whereabouts of Lutkins. If she had known, she would have never shared it with these people that where Oliver Lutkins is. So now look here, we have just about enough nonsense. This young man represents the court in the city, and we have a legal right to search all properties for this Oliver Lutkins. So now the hack driver, against the will of lawyer. Lawyer had just shared a secret, but lawyer didn't want to share it with other people. But yes, the hack driver has taken a stand here. So now he has given a clear-cut warning to Oliver's mother, revealing her that this young man, means pointing towards the lawyer who was wearing coat pant, pointing towards the lawyer, that this young man has come from the court in order to give legal papers, in order to give summons to Oliver Lutkins. We must find him, and we have the papers in hand, like proof, warrant kind proof is there when we want to find someone, and like the authorities have that much power to check their property in order to find a person or in order to find any witness. So he warned Oliver's mother. See what she says further. "Bill made me sound very important," and the woman was impressed. So, Bill made me sound very important means the lawyer says that, it means the writer himself, writer says that Bill gave enormous importance to me. The hack driver gave me importance, and his reputation was built good in the eyes of the woman, and she was impressed. She retired into the kitchen and we followed. So, she retired means she goes into the kitchen. She enters her kitchen, and the hack driver and the lawyer followed her. She seized means she caught. So see why she has entered kitchen. She seized an iron from the old-fashioned stove and marched on us shouting, "You search all you want to, if you don't mind getting burnt first." She shouted and laughed at her frightened retreat. Retreat means going back. So seeing a rod, seeing iron in her hand, like she was ready to burn the fellows. Like she was so haughty, she was so terrible, that she called them that, come check my property and I'll burn you before that. Means she gives warning, an open warning to both the gentlemen, and shouted and then began to laugh at their frightened faces, going back, running back in order to secure their life. Right? She began to laugh at them. "Let's get out of here, she'll murder us," Bill whispered. Outside, he said, "Did you see her smile? She was laughing at us." It means Now the hack driver asks the lawyer that please go away from this place because this lady is very terrible, she is very harsh, she can murder us. So that's why he suggests the lawyer to go, and while going outside he also shares that did you notice her smile? Did you see that she was laughing at us? She was laughing at our cowardly behavior. So I agreed that it was pretty disrespectful treatment. We did, however, search the house since it was only one story high. Bill went round it, peering in at all the windows. We examined the barn and stable. We were reasonably certain that Lutkins was not there. It was nearly time for me to catch the afternoon train, and Bill drove me to the station. So the closing time was there. He had to go back because his time was not allowing him. So the writer agreed that they got a disrespectful treatment there at the hands of Oliver's mother, right? So however they tried to search the house. It was only one story high, but like they peeped into the windows, peering at all the places, examined the stable and barn, and they were reasonably certain. It means they became sure. Reasonably certain means they became 100% sure that Oliver Lutkins was not there at his home. It was nearly the time for the writer to go back, and Bill drove him to the station. See if he finds Lutkins at the station back or no. On the way to the city, I worried very little over my failure to find Lutkins. Very little. I was too busy thinking about Bill Magnuson. Really, I considered returning to New Mullion to practice law. If I had found Bill so deep and richly human, might I not grow to love Fritz and Gustav and 100 other slow-spoken, simple, wise neighbors? I pictured an honest and happy life beyond the strict limits of universities and law firms. I was excited. I had found a treasure. I had discovered a new way of life. The lawyer here shares that he was not worried about his failure to find Oliver Lutkins. Of course, he spent the half day there in the village of New Mullions, and he was not able to find Lutkins. But he was not tensed about this fact. Why? Because he was very busy thinking about the cool behavior of the hack driver Bill Magnuson. Means that really made his day. He began to love the village people all the more after meeting Bill Magnuson. And really, he considered that he should return to New Mullion to practice law, because he feels that if people there are so good, they are so cool, like he should go there and practice law. Why he is doing such a cheap job of being a clerk and distributing summons to the people? He feels that, like, if such human beings like the hack driver Bill Magnuson are present there on this earth, so why he should not go to that place and enjoy his life there? So he feels that, like, he might not grow to love Fritz and Gustav and like hundreds of soft spoken, simple, wise people of villages, that he should really go there and enjoy his life. Like, he got a picture of honest, happy village life, and that is all beyond the strict limits of universities and educated people and the law firms. So he felt very excited, very happy, as he has found a treasure. He feels like, after meeting the hack driver, after meeting such a good fellow, that he has found a treasure, and he had discovered a new way of life. So that made his day. See what happens next? But if I did not think much about Lutkins, the office did. A hilarious statement. Here the lawyer says that, of course, he was not worried that whether he was able to find Lutkins or not. But yes, the office people were. The officers who sent him to find Oliver Lutkins, they were of course worried about it. I found them all upset. Next morning, the case was coming up in the court, and they had to have Lutkins. I was a shameful, useless fool. That morning, my promising legal career almost came to an end before it had begun. So the writer here reveals that first he was, not sad, or first he was not in tension that he had failed to find Oliver Lutkins. But After reaching the office, he began to feel that everybody was upset with his failure. Nobody was happy with his work, that he was simply sent to find a fellow, and that too in a village, and he was unable to do so. So everybody was angry at him for this failure, and he was feeling shameful, and he was looking like a useless fool among those educated and intelligent people. And that morning, that day, he feels that his promising legal career, means the career he was pursuing of becoming a lawyer, that was coming to an end before starting. See what happens next. The chief almost murdered me. He hinted that I might do well at digging ditches. I was ordered back to New Mullion, and with me went a man who had worked with Lutkins. I was rather sorry, because it would prevent my laughing all over again with Bill. The chief almost murdered me. That means the lawyer was so rudely behaved at the office by the chief that he felt like dying. Sometimes we are so badly insulted by others that we feel like dying on the spot. So same is the case with the lawyer, with the writer. He feels that his chief almost murdered him by using such harsh language, by calling him a fool, by calling him an idiot, a useless fellow, using such adjectives for him. So he also hinted that this lawyer, the writer, he might do good at digging ditches, like he should start digging the ditches for people. So that was such a cheap wording used by the chief. Further, the lawyer was ordered to go again to the place New Mullion, because they were badly in need of the statement of Oliver Lutkins, because next day was the hearing day itself, and they wanted Lutkins at every cost. So that's why they sent another officer with him to the place New Mullion. So the writer was also happy that he will meet Bill, his so-called close friend, but he feels bad also, he feels sorry also, because the officer will be with him, and the officer would of course prevent him laughing all over the village with Bill. Of otherwise he would have gone to one or the other place with Bill, enjoying his stay, enjoying one more day in that village, but he would be prevented from loafing around the village because the officer will be accompanying him. Whenever we have our seniors in our company, or the person who is higher in designation to us, we have to mend our ways, we have to be more decent in that case. Same with the lawyer. So see what happens if they are able to find Lutkins or not at all. When the train arrived at New Mullion, Bill was on the station platform near his cart. Again, as the train arrived, Bill was there on his duty. Strangely enough, that old tigress means the phrase, the adjective is used for a lady. Strangely enough, that tigress, Lutkins' mother, was there, talking and laughing with Bill, not quarreling at all. The previous time when Bill Magnusson approached Oliver Lutkins' mother, she was very rude and harsh towards him. So this time, very strangely, like it was very unusual to see that Oliver Lutkins' mother, that harsh, that terrible lady, was talking to Bill in a soft voice, and she was cheering with Bill, she was laughing with him, and she was not at all quarrelsome at that time. So from the train steps, I pointed Bill out to my companion and said, "That there's a fine fellow, a real man. I spent the day with him." So these are the two people. So see, the four people here in the picture are, one is Oliver Lutkins' mother, one is Bill Magnusson, the next two are the lawyer and the officer himself. So see what happens here when the train arrived there. So obviously the lawyer was feeling happy at that time, and the fellow, the person who was accompanying him, he introduced the hack driver to that person, saying that this is a good person, that's a fine fellow means this is a good person, a real man, and I spent my whole day with him when I came to New Mullion to find Oliver Lutkins. Right? So here he is telling his companion, his officer, about Bill Magnusson and his good nature. So, he helped you hunt for Oliver Lutkins. Hunt means find, search for. The officer asked lawyer that is he the man who helped you to find Oliver Lutkins? Yes, he helped me a lot. The the lawyer answers that yes, he is the person who helped me in my hour of need. He must have. He is Lutkins himself, idiot. So see, that's the close of suspense. So children, the hack driver himself is Oliver Lutkins. So the officer who was accompanying the lawyer here, he knew Lutkins from the beginning, and now he has accompanied the lawyer writer. So he says that yes, sarcastically he says that yes, he must have helped you, idiot, because he is Oliver Lutkins himself. You know, that was the peak moment. Read next paragraph. What really hurt me was when I served the summons, Lutkins and his mother laughed at me as though I were a bright boy of 7. Because the hack driver had successfully deceived the lawyer. The hack driver befooled the lawyer for the whole day that he is running after Lutkins. Wherever he goes, he used to ask the lawyer that keep sitting in the cart. Do not come out of the hack. I'll go to the person and I'll find Oliver Lutkins for you. Don't come. Don't come in this suit boot. Don't come in this polished, in such type of polished clothes. Remember children, he always used to go first, and he always warned the lawyer to stay inside the hack only, not to come outside, not to show his face, because he becomes confident that if Lutkins comes to know that somebody is looking for him, he will run away from the place. So now what hurt the writer, what hurt the lawyer the most was when he gave that call letter. See, when he gave that call letter to Oliver Lutkins and means the hack driver. Lutkins is the hack driver himself. I hope you are clear with this fact. The hack driver and Lutkins' mother, they began to laugh. They began to laugh as he was a boy of 7. Right? So with loving kindness, they begged me to go with them to a neighbor's house for a cup of coffee. Begged means requested. It means with their kind words, they asked me that we have done enough of foolishness with you. Like you have been befooled a lot by us. So please come to our neighbor's house for a cup of coffee. Like we want to offer you a cup of coffee and please come to our neighbor's house. Lawyer, so thanks that okay. So see, what happens there at the house of their neighbors? I told them about you and they are anxious to look at you, said Lutkins joyfully. Like they are about the only folks in the town that missed seeing you yesterday. It means again the lawyer was befooled by Oliver Lutkins. When they go to Oliver Lutkins' neighbor's house, Lutkins say that the neighbors, like I told them about you. It means, people when they get successful in befooling others, they often talk about them. They tell others that yes, मैंने उसको बेवकूफ बना दिया. I befooled him. So same, the hack driver oblique Bill Magnuson oblique Oliver Lutkins, all are same persons. So the Oliver Lutkins here introduces the lawyer to his neighbors and tells him that they are the only people who could not see you becoming a fool yesterday. It means he just wanted to insult the lawyer once more in front of his neighbors. That's why he just made a pretext of offering him a cup of coffee. So that was all about the story. I hope you must have enjoyed it a lot, since that is one of the most hilarious ones. And remember, what happens at the end? The hack driver himself is Oliver Lutkins. His name is neither Bill nor Magnuson. He is Oliver Lutkins. Right? So I hope you are very much clear with the story. So I'll be happy if you listen to it carefully and give a look at the question answers given at the end and solve the questions. So share your views in the comment section. I'll be happy to take your queries. So the moral, I would ask you, I just give you a hint that do not trust anyone too much. Like, do not trust anyone blindly. So see, the lawyer, kept on confining his faith in the hack driver again and again. And he was befooled by the same hack driver. Since he himself was Oliver Lutkins and, he did every trick to befool him at all the places in you. So, read the story carefully, and yes, I'll be asking you analytical questions in our Zoom session. Stay connected, stay at home. Thank you.